Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me and Spike on another easy camping adventure. Today I'm heading up the Mountain Loop Highway, going to do a couple nights in the backcountry. Well, that was the plan, but what I didn't know was a winter storm had been forecast. But I found out when I got in the mountains and ran into it. At first it was just light snow and not very worrisome, but as the elevation increased, so did the intensity of the storm. But I figured I'd make it to Barlow Pass, which at 2,400 feet is the high point, and then as I descended the other side, I would drop down below the snow line by the time I arrived at camp. Doesn't that sound like a great plan? Yeah, so this is Barlow Pass, and as I start down, I'm surprised how steep it looks. And my thoughts turn to those baloney skins I have for tires. I'm also thinking that in the event of an impasse, I'll have to come back up this. Now, I admit, I was a little concerned, but it was so pretty. All that snow coming down, I just had to keep going. Now, by this point, I've driven a few miles, and I'm getting a little worried because the storm does not seem to be slacking off. The trees are very beautiful covered in fresh snow, but that snow is heavy, and I worry that two of them might come down. One in front of me and one behind. You know, anyone with a lick of sense would have turned around and left. And the thought did pester me on occasions, but eventually the snow seemed to lessen, and so I thought I was home free. Then, way up ahead, I seen what I had been dreading. A downed tree. No. Two of them. Now, if one has fallen behind me, I'm in trouble. I was less than a half a dozen miles from the pass and salvation, and it seemed to take forever, but we made it back, and Spike never even spun a baloney skin. Good job, Spike. So the new plan is to head west and get out of the mountains and snow. Then head north, then back west into the mountains and back to camp from the north, the presumed snow-free route. But it wasn't snow-free. I'm still at least an hour from camp, so I'm just going to pull in here and do a little thinking. So after about 15 minutes of scratching my head, looking at radar maps and weighing my few options, I opted to head west as far as I could drive. This would take me out of the snow and into the Puget Sound and onto an island. There's a really nice state park that I know of on this island. Camino Island State Park. I've camped here several times in the winter before, when I'm snowed out of all my usual places. Well, I finally made it to my campsite. It was quite an ordeal. It was definitely the long way, but I made it. And I was running so late that I actually stopped at McDonald's on the way in and had dinner there. So I'm just going to hang about a bit and call it a day and crawl into bed. I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. Man, that was a good night's sleep. That fresh sea air. When I got up this morning, there was a squirrel hanging outside my canopy. I went out and tried to get some pictures of him. I'm going to just hang around camp here this morning for a while. Then this afternoon I'll head on down to the beach and I'll take you with me. I thought I'd go for a little outing, and I came down here to the beach. I'm going to go down here and see what I can see. It's hard to beat a day at the beach. The sea air, clouds, the waves, the birds, the driftwood, the sounds of the water, and just the multitude of sights that are always presenting themselves unexpectedly. I also like to find little miniature landscapes in the driftwood. But eventually it was time to head back to camp and get dinner started. Tonight I'm going to try cooking in a crock pot. I can't believe it's December and there's all these fall colors. Could be worse. So I'm trying something a little different this time. I've been experimenting with this cast iron oven. Step one, I'm just going to put it there and let it sit for like 30 minutes until it heats up to about 450 degrees. Then I've got some hamburger buns, some pizza sauce, some bacon bits, some cheese, and some pepperoni. We'll see how that works. Just in case that works, I'm gonna have another one ready to go. I've got some rolled up aluminum foil there to keep it from sitting right on the bottom and burning. Ooh, a little charred there. I think 10 minutes is too long. And I think that 5 minutes isn't long enough. Looks like about 7 minutes makes a great pizzeria. Well, that was a really fun day. I'm glad I ended up here. Probably better than up in the freezing cold, in the snow. I definitely know I can get out of here. Tonight before I go to bed, I'm going to go ahead and break camp. I'll take down this canopy and stow everything away underneath a plastic tarp on that picnic table there. That way in the morning it's easy to load up, maybe 10 minutes altogether. Plus it's supposed to start raining about 4 a.m. so I don't want to wake up and have this all soaking wet for me to put away. Well, I guess that's it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to turn off the fire here and crawl on this bike and hit the hay. It was actually a really nice day, and I appreciate your being here with me. So, I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning now, just a little after 8 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and get everything packed up. I'm throwing this bike here and I'm going to head home. Remembered my temperature sensor before I drove off. Okay, I'm all packed up. Let's get on out of here.